Hello students, how are you? I hope you all are very fine, very good. And today we are going to discuss about the 8th standard history chapter 1. So that is the sources of history. Okay, so already you know what is meant by source of history from 5th standard onwards. So we are learning about sources of history. Okay, so in this chapter we are going to more brief explanation about the sources of history. Okay, so coming to the chapter. We have studied the sources of ancient and medieval Indian history. Okay, so already we learned the ancient history as well as medieval Indian history. Ancient history means what? Stone Age history. Okay, when Stone Age people was how they lived, which type of culture they have. So that all things are belongs to ancient history. Medieval history means what are the king's rule is there. King's ruling was there. So that particular period we call as a medieval Indian history. Okay, in this year, we are going to study the sources of modern Indian history. So, in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the modern Indian history only. That means when Britishers came to India and how we struggled. So, that time history we are going to learn in this 8th standard. Historical sources include material, written, and oral sources. So, already you know what are the historical sources. So, that is the material sources, written sources, and oral sources. Similarly, sources based on modern technology such as audio, video, and audio visual are included. So nowadays we have new technology, modern technology. So that's why some new things also included in that sources. That is audio, video, and audio visual are included. Audio means what? Radios. Okay, FM radios or normal radios. So that belongs to audio. That means we can listen only. We can't see anything. We can listen only. So that will audio. Okay, video means what? We can see, as well as we can listen, so that we call as a audio visual are included. So these type of sources also included, like radios, tvs, mobiles, computers. So these all belongs to audio visual sources. Okay, so now coming to the material sources, various objects, monuments, places, coins, sculptures, etc. can be included in the material sources. Okay, so what are the objects? That means suppose the archaeology people, they got any materials like which type of vessels they were used for cooking purpose. Okay, so they got in that research, archaeological people got in that research, they got some materials that we call as the objects. Monuments also, and places also, what are the historical places or temples. Okay, so these all included places. Coins means what are the old coins, like gold coins, silver coins, copper coins. So that all belongs to coins. And sculptures also, so Ellora caves, Ajanta caves. So these are the examples of sculptures. So these all things are what? Material sources. So simply material sources means what? Which things we can visible, which things we can touch. So that it sources we can call as a material sources. Okay, suppose coins. So coins we can touch also, we can take with our hands also. So that we call as a material sources. Okay, so here they're given them what are the material sources. One by one they are giving explanation here. So first one is buildings and places. Okay, so what are the buildings and places? So that belongs to history. So that also we call as a material sources. So here the period of modern Indian history is believed as period of European, especially the British rulers and governments of princely states. So which period we call as a modern Indian history? So when Britishers came India, that means Europeans came India and they are started the ruling our country. So that period we call as a modern Indian history. In this period, various buildings, bridges, roads, water supply system, fountains, etc. were built. So when Britishers came India, so for the improvement of their business, okay, so they have started the improvements in our country, like they build some railway tracks also. So they build them some bridges also, they build water tanks also, they build roads also for traveling purpose. Okay, so these all things are telephones also, telephone system also started by the Britishers. So these all things why they are improved in our country, because they want to improve their business. So that's why. Okay, so these all things are done by the Britishers only. These buildings included government offices, residence of officers, leaders, and revolutionaries, places of rulers of princely states, forts, prisons, etc. Not only buildings, not only roads, not only bridges. So they build some more offices also, government offices also. They build some more residential. That means some houses also build for the officers, government officers, and some places are they are build up forts also, and they are build up jail also. Jail, prisons means what? Jail. Okay, so these all things are made by who? Britishers. Okay, or intact even today. Some are declared as national monument, whereas some are converted into museum. For example, cellular jail in Andaman. So when Britishers started these all things in our country, so when they came back to their country, that means when we got the independence. Okay, so that period onwards, our Indians only started to ruling our country. Okay, so from that period onwards, what are the Britishers build offices or bridges or railway stations? So some things we are using nowadays also, and some historical places now we are converted as a museums. That means uh, only seeing and observing which type of structure they used, which type of architecture they used. So we can observe that much only. So that is not useful, so they are converted that places into museum only. That means historical places only. So here one of the example for this is cellular jail in Andaman. So in the Andaman Nicobar Islands, they build a one jail also. So that jail we call as a cellular jail. Okay, so this is also one of the examples. So that were built by the British people. Okay, next one. While visiting these sites, we get information about contemporary history, architecture, nature of the monument, and also the economic condition of that particular period. So when we are observing these type of buildings or roads or offices, so we can understand which type of architecture they used. That means which type of style they were used for building the offices, or railway tracks, or railway tracks, or roads, everything, forts. So how, which type of architecture they were used. Okay, which type of material they were used for building purpose. Okay, so these all things we can understand. And what, which type of economical condition, that means financially how at that time. So that also we can understand using these all material sources. Just as during the visit to cellular jail in Andaman, we get information about the revolutionary work of VD Savarkar. By visiting Mani Bhavan in Mumbai or Sevagram Ashram at Varada, we get information about the history of Gandhian era. So when we are seeing any historical places, we can understand the which things they were used. Okay, how it was made. So these all things we can understand. So here when we are seeing the Andaman Nicobar Islands in their cellular jail is there now. So when we are seeing this one, so we can understand VD Savarkar. He is one of the great freedom fighter. Okay, and what he is having the main role in the 1857 of freedom struggle. So 1857 is the one of the particular year in our countries, that is the most important historical period in our country, because in that period so many people fighted against to the Britishers. Even all the people, common people, kings also, sardars also, everyone, farmers, so everyone, even women also participated in that war, or in that fighting against to the Britishers. So that year he wrote one book also about that particular period. So that is called as the Indian War of 1857. Okay, so that written by the VD Savarkar. So when we are seeing the cellular jail, we can understand how he was struggled for the freedom fight of British officers, with the British officers. Okay, next one, when we are going to the Mani Bhavan in Mumbai. Okay, so in Mumbai we have the Mani Bhavan. So that is also one of the historical places. So when we are seeing this ashramam, so it is also calling as a Sevagram ashram. So we can understand so how Gandhiji also sacrificed his life for getting the freedom for our country. So these all things we can understand when we are seeing the some museums or some buildings or forts or some historical places or roads or railway tracks. So we can see, okay, we can understand what are the things happened in that particular period. We can get all this information. Okay, so next one, here they are given one picture to use. Do you know museums and history? For the study of history, various objects, paintings, photographs, and such other things are preserved in a museum. So museum means what? What are the historical things or historical paintings, photographs? So that all are included in one place. So they are preserved in one place. So that we call as a museum. At the Aga Khan Palace in Pune, we can different objects, documents giving information about the life of Mahatma Gandhi. Okay, in Mumbai, in Pune, we have the one palace. So that palace name is what? Aga Khan Palace. So in that palace, what are the things or documents used? by the Mahatma Gandhi in that particular post-independence period. Memorials of many personalities were erected in the form of statues. Okay, so in the post-independent period, pre-independence means what? When Britishers are ruling our country, so that period we call as a pre-independent. That means before independence. Post-independent independence means what? When we got the independence, so that period after independence we call as a post-independent period. So in that post-independent period, that means when we got the independence, from that onwards, who are sacrificed their life for getting the freedom of our country. So for that people remembrance, we are build some statues also for that particular famous persons, freedom fighters. Okay, that we call as the statues. These statues are also important for the study of modern Indian history. The various statues provide information about the contemporary rulers and amendment personalities. So when we are observing these statues also, we can understand who is he. Okay, and why we build his statues. Okay, so these all information also we get. So suppose Mahatma Gandhi statue is there, so we can easily understand he is Mahatma Gandhi and he sacrificed his life for getting freedom of our country, and when he was born and when he was died, and who is his mother and father, where from he is. So these all information we will get when we are observing these statues. The display plaque on the statues giving us information about the full name of the concerned person, birth, death details, brief information about their contribution, and a biographical sketch of the person. Okay, so when we are observing that statue, so in the down of the statue on the black color rock, they written details of that particular person also. What is his name, when he birth, when he's died, what is his family background. So these are all information, they are written on that particular black color stone. So when we are observing statue, we can understand that particular person and about his particular person information. Just as the statues of Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Lokamanya Tilak, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar, there are memorials which are erected in the memory of various events, such various events which give information about the concerned event, period, people related to that event, etc. For example, Hutatma Smarak at various places. Okay, so when we are seeing these type of statues, we can understand very easily. So like Mahatma Gandhi statues or Jyotirao Phule statues. So when we are seeing this type of statues, we can understand every information. Like that, some situations also belongs to some events. Also, they build some statues about particular events. Okay, so when we are seeing that type of statues, so we can understand the events also. That means what things happen in that particular period, so that also we can understand. So here they are giving the example also, that is a Hutatma Smarak at various places. Some places having the Hutatma Smarak statues also. Based on that, we can understand which type of freedom struggle our freedom fighters were did. Okay, so that we can understand. Next one. So this is the material sources. So next topic is written sources. Okay, so the following aspects are included in the written sources of modern Indian history. So not only material sources, some written sources also included in our modern history. So that are, see here, these are the written sources. So correspondence, periodicals, foreign accounts, newspapers, biographies, factory records, autobiographies, books. So these all are included written sources. Okay, newspapers also, biographies means diaries also, foreign accounts also. So when foreigners came to India, so they wrote some books also about Indian country, so that we call as a foreign accounts. Okay, so factory records also. So at that time, which type of factories were available, according to that record also we can understand that information. Autobiographies, that means biographies means what, suppose Shivaji Maharaj life story is there. So Shivaji Maharaj life story I am writing, so that we call as a biographies. Autobiographies means what, Shivaji Maharaj life story written by Shivaji Maharaj only, so that we call as a autobiographies. Okay, so these are the written sources. Okay, so this is the past part one. So if you want part two, that means continuation of this chapter, you want part two, so subscribe my channel and follow my videos, then you will get more information about SST from 5th to 10th standard. Thank you, students.